This is something that I never thought I would say, but I have to agree with Tanehisi Coates on this one. Hey guys, welcome back to Critical African Thinkers. So today I'm going to be reacting to a video conversation between Tanehisi Coates and John McWhorter on whether or not Barack Obama won because he was black. So let's get into the conversation.
And so I just think that racism to me is not terribly interesting, especially when maybe we are assigning it to, beyond what it is. Like, for example, you said that when Geraldine Ferraro said that Barack Obama was only getting as far as he was because of his color, you had a piece, very eloquent piece. You were saying that it was racist of her, and you were impatient with her denying that it was racist and that anybody would deny it. And you know, as you know, both of us are Obama fans, and I think we probably like him for very similar reasons. But for her to say that as a Hillary supporter at a time when there was possibly a chance that Hillary might take the nomination, I don't think that was racist at all. Her saying that did not mean that she doesn't like black people or that she was disparaging black people's abilities, because, as we can both admit, I think, if Barack Obama weren't black, we wouldn't know about him right now. We might know about him in 15 years.
I disagree with John McWhorter in this. To assume that the only thing that was outstanding about Barack Obama was something as fleeting as his skin color. What about his intelligence? What about his charisma? What about the other qualities that he may have had that helped him got that far? So there is no way to prove that Barack Obama got that far because it was the color of his skin, because I think there are other black people who are trying to get the nomination for being president in the first place, but they didn't go that far. Why didn't they go that far? Obviously they were black as well. So what is different about Barack Obama? If there's anything that he has in common with the previous black people who came before him who wanted to be president, is that they have the same skin tone. So what is different this time? Why could he win this time? Why could a black man win this time around when others had failed before? If the reason why he won is simply because he was a black person, or simply because of the color of his skin.
Can you really say that his color hasn't actually helped him? I mean, that's what it was in Iowa. This is a weird election where being black has actually helped, because there are white people who, for all sorts of reasons, like him partly because he's a pretty color. Geraldine Ferraro said that.
So I'm very curious to find out how John got his sources. What were his sources for this assertion that there are some white people who, for some weird reasons, just like Barack Obama's color. Did he do some research? Is there evidence to back up this claim, or is he just speaking from his feelings? That there might be some white people who just like Barack Obama because, you know, it's time to get it over with. You know, let's just elect a black president and get it over with, so that it is being said, so that it won't be said that America is racist anymore. So I don't get that is the case. I don't get that there are some white people who just liked Barack Obama for the color of his skin and wanted to just... There had to be something distinctive. There had to be something. I'm not saying that his skin color may not have helped. It may have helped in some quarters. It may have also been a detriment in other quarters. There are some people that would obviously like him because he's black. I mean, he got the majority of the black vote, so that's one thing for sure. And there are some people who also would not like him because he's black. So how are we going to measure the impact of those who liked him because he was black and those who did not like him because he was black?
Now, a couple of years ago, I wrote a piece saying that about Barack Obama, and boy, people did not like that. You know, this was one time when it was white people, you know, hating on me. They thought this was just terrible. Since then, I've had plenty of white people admit it to me because it's just true, and it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. But wouldn't you?
Plenty of white people. How many? 20, 100, 1,000, 1 million, 20 million? I mean, how many of those white people? How many of the eligible voters, white voters, actually voted for Obama because he was just a black person? So this is still speaking anecdotally. So I don't think this analysis is correct on the part of John McWhorter.
Agree that if he weren't black, we wouldn't know who he was yet, or am I out of court on that?
I actually would disagree with you on two counts. One, if he were white, he just wouldn't be Barack Obama. I mean, that's true.
Well, that's pretty abstract, yeah.
all comparisons. So I don't really know how to compute that. The second is I have no way of assessing whether his quote unquote blackness is doing more harm than it is good. I don't know how we reach that conclusion.
Harm. Now that's a harder one. Yeah.
And specifically for Geraldine Ferraro, again, my problem. She basically, said that the reason why, and I wish if I could Google, I would get you the exact quote. But she basically said that the reason why he was winning was because he was black. Now, to get to that, you have to disregard a whole lot of other things that are also true about Barack Obama. The fact of the matter is, Al Sharpton was black. But Al Sharpton couldn't even get black votes in South Carolina, much less white votes. So, to me, it is extremely reductive to say that his color is the reason why, this is true. In fact, that might be the essence of racism, and that was actually not might be. I argue that, in fact, that is the essence of racism, because what you're saying is, minus some leg up, Barack Obama could not compete with Hillary. I can't tell you that he could, but what I'm saying is I need demonstrable proof for why that's true. If you're saying that race is the only reason, or even the man, to me that is racism. Quite literally, you're saying that race is why this is the case, and minus that, he couldn't compete.
No, I don't think we necessarily need to take her as meaning that. It's not race is the only reason. It's that it tipped the scale. So yes, the man is brilliant. Yes, the man has a...
But John, that's not what she said.
That's
not what she said, though.
But if she says the reason he's winning is because he's black, it's a little bit approximate, but the fact is, if you took away his color, he wouldn't have been there.
But if you took away his ability to articulate and to be a great speaker, he wouldn't be there either. There are about 5 other things you could take away, too.
But the fact of the matter is, she's making a statement about his color. Now, I suppose she could have said, well, if he wasn't so articulate and if he wasn't so brilliant,
she could.
But the fact
if he hadn't gone to an Ivy League,
yeah, she could have said any other thing. She could have said a dozen other things. But why was she very particular about his race? Why was she particular about his color? That if he wasn't this certain color, she could have said, oh, if he wasn't a good orator, he wouldn't be here. If he wasn't politically savvy, he wouldn't be here. If he didn't have this sort of political connections, he wouldn't be here. If he didn't go to the Ivy League school, he wouldn't be here. Why race? Why is skin color? Why was his skin color important? Why did she even have to evoke it in the first place? So I don't get how John McWhorter is being charitable to this point. I don't see how he's going to be able to spin it into something positive, because no, it's not.
Been editor of a Harvard Law.
This is the point. Hillary.
There's about 5 other things.
But Hillary Clinton too is an articulate person. Hillary Clinton's not stupid either. And I don't know if you and I disagree on this, but I think really in terms of qualifications, in many ways she was more qualified than him just because she's been around longer. Meaning that color, in this case, was the variable that was relevant to discuss.
Yep. And Hillary Clinton was much more qualified than Donald Trump, and he beat the hell out of her in the election. So what is John saying exactly? What is he saying? That it had to be color had to be the only variable that was different. It's not necessarily the case that the most competent person wins an election. There are so many factors that goes into it. So to reduce it to just simply competency, it's also a false narrative. It's also a false analogy or false analysis. Because it is not clear that it is always the most competent person that wins the election. There are so many other factors that go into it, whether people like you or not. Hillary was simply not very, very likable. And that was one of the reasons why Trump even won him. So are you going to tell me that the reason why Trump won was because Trump obviously isn't black? So how come Trump could also beat Hillary Clinton and we cannot use the same argument? Trump obviously has never been in politics. In fact, Barack Obama had more political experience when he was running than Trump had. How the hell did Trump beat Hillary?
I'm gonna stop.
Well, do you disagree about the Hillary versus Barack qualification issue?
Again, I have no way. I think qualifications are what people decide. I don't think there's a rule book that says you need X, Y, and Z to be president.
Well, then, if you believe that,
if you win the primary, especially in an election, the qualifications are, did you win?
Okay.
And he won.
And I think that his color helped him in this case, that it's a sign that we are gradually getting past racism. And that's just a historical accident. History is messy. I don't begrudge him the fact that his color helped him get ahead. But I think that it did, and I think that Just because a woman who's white and not young and not terribly soothing said it, doesn't mean that there was racism in the air. She just stated a fact because her candidate was losing, and she.
But it wasn't a fact. She wasn't stating a fact. It isn't a fact that Barack Obama won because of the color of his skin. That's not a fact. So I don't get what John is defending here. She made an opinion. She gave an opinion. Whether the opinion is racist or not, that's for people to decide. But I think it's very close to a racist, being a racist opinion, or in the words of Kendi, a racist idea. To say that Barack Obama, the only thing that was the deciding factor between him winning and Hilary losing is because of the color of his skin. Like I said earlier, Trump won Hillary Clinton. So why? Clinton was obviously much more qualified than Trump in terms of having political experience and all that. So I
plan after Super Tuesday that had she come out against the war, it's highly likely that there would have been a Barack Obama. Had she even just moved back home to Illinois and run for the Senate from there probably would never be a Barack Obama. There are about 20 other things that could have stopped Barack Obama, or that ultimately helped Barack Obama. To say that,
yes.
And those things are demonstrably true. Again, if they had not executed the caucus system the way they would have lost. It's just that simple.
Of
if
course.
Barack Obama had been for the war, what would he probably would have lost. I'm not going to say definitely, but he probably would have lost. So again, my point is, by fixating on race, by saying race is the singular reason, or as if we can go to what you said, the tipping point for it. There are about 20 other tipping points. I don't know why we're fixating on that one.
Is it possible that some people would have voted for Barack Obama specifically because of the color of his skin? Yes. But is that factor enough to be a tipping point? No. I don't think so. And until someone presents me with that evidence, I'm still going to be holding on to what I think to be true in this case. And I think that John McWhorter is just wrong. So that's the video. Until next time, remain awesome.